So before we talk about Gen Z leadership, Erick Omondi talk fast. Erick Omondi talk fast. Yeah, because you've been there, and the King Kaka as opposed to be the people talking fast. King Kaka aliandika ngoma 4 years ago akasema wajinga nyinyi. Kuna kitu aliongea. Mbona tukumtetea wakati alikuwa abducted ama tukumbuki hiyo? Erick Omondi has been standing and even taking petitions to parliament. Did people back this guy up? You see? The floods. Did somebody stand up and speak? And now, in the government, everybody wants to talk about it. No! Differentiate between eloquence, take it to media. Leadership has different qualities. So if we are going to blend in with eloquence, not leadership, we will still sing the same song of wallowing, of suffering, of corruption and development, and therefore these young people are going to be dumped and no change you're going to bring. So as a master of change and transformation, I've been looking and watching over what you are saying and what I also hear people say. And currently, the state has given people freedom to speak. People are exercising their freedom of speech. Everybody criticizing, some people exposing the truth, some people condemning, some people want to impeach, some people want positions in the government, some people are against the actions of the President William Samoei Ruto, some people are against what Raila and Azimio leadership, what they have done. They are calling them as traitors. You see, now people are confused. This is a state of transformation. You see, when you see people confused this way, this is a state of transformation. My youth, they are separate from all the people. They are somehow, to some extent, they disagree. But it's good to disagree to agree, okay? And leaders are now taking their journey to the villages and to the small towns to convince people that they are still in power and they are ready to move this country forward. And the Gen Zs are now busy. They want their leader. They want to endorse their leader. You see, there's new leadership now. It is kind of shaken. Now they're like, okay, Kalonzo Musyoka, go to Wiper. Yeah, Kalonzo and a Wiper. Yeah, Sifuna is saying, don't count me as ODM leader because it's about shit, that stuff is broken, Yeah, so now they're trying, okay, Luya, let us we go and form over something, and then they're trying to fix things. But not the problem is that there's fear. If we go this way and the upper kuna advantage, we will be left out. So what can we do? You see, that's what is going on. Mother Karua is like, okay, this guy must go out. This guy, Gen Z. So now they're using the word Gen Z, for the advantage. Yeah, as a political statement, that's what's going on. Yeah, and now we also want our Gen Z. We also want our leader who is going to represent us. Can I tell you the truth? Can I really tell you the truth? A nation, this country called Kenya, has a long way to go. This, at the end of the day, the beneficiary is going to be the president. Because the president has the craft of understanding the people's psychology. Somebody mwenye amefanya 844 with English, with the degree, cannot be compared to somebody who did 7623, that old system, 1985 system. You cannot beat that person. A person who did what we call life skills, who understands you better. Hata ukisoma ukimaliza, they'll be looking at you like this. Yeah. Listen, if you want to know that you cannot defeat the people who are in power right now, can I tell you the truth? Let's look at communication. Our communication is full of complaints. And when we complain, we take it to the lungs. Yeah. We personalize it. No, this man. We speak a lot. Yeah. And we speak what we speak our feelings. But do you know what leaders speak? They speak what suits you. That's the difference. Yeah. You are busy saying, this government is bad. It is looting from the people. There's a lot of impunity in the government. There's a lot of what? The government assets are being sold. So we know the truth. We know the truth. You think Raila didn't never know the truth? He knew the truth. But do you know how the government responds to that? Yeah? The government uses the secret agents, they use the police, they use people, and also they use statements. And the government is very sweet. It understands the region in Kenya that have people who are naive. And it knows exactly what you have learned in school and where you can take it. Do you know the government knows that most of us guys are looking for jobs? Yeah, everybody is complaining about jobs. We need jobs, and of course they are the masters who gives jobs. Yeah, they are the masters who gives jobs. Do you know Raila, Ruto, Uhuru Kenyatta, Kalonzo Musyoka? They are all comrades, and these comrades, they know the art of coming together and safeguarding their business, coming together and safeguarding their businesses and their interests. And do you know that the government understands that these 844 students don't understand the art of coming together, do not understand the art of leadership. Yeah? And they don't know how to overthrow the government. They know what you have to do. You have to follow Raila Amolo Odinga's suit, talking in the streets, and at the end of the day, taking no actions. Do you know that this government understands that you people like watching? And therefore, they know any person who is always on the phone, their minds are weak. Yeah, they know. For example, if this system of education does not give you a job, the system is off. The system does not teach you how to create a job. Now, what we are looking for, the president must look for jobs for who? For us. Sindio? Let me ask you, if as a country called Kenya, we say, you know what, President William Ruto, I am not applying for a visa kwenda kufanya kazi Qatar. I'm not traveling. If I'm going to US, I'm going to be a tourist in US. I want to know their lifestyle, what they do, their economic activities, their GDP. I just want to see their demography. I want to see their lifestyle. We don't go to US to see their lifestyle and learn. No, we are going there to work. So who has the interest among the Gen Z to stay in their country, work for their country, grow, put young people together? Yeah? No one. Everybody in Kenya is a politician. Gen Z is up. We're all politicians. Everybody is you. But the question is a master of transformation. The question we ask ourselves, how do we own? How do things get owned? The accountants knows it. How do you own properties? Where can we tengeneza forums and seminars to empower young people? For hata kama kiingilio ni 50 bob. Weka 50 bob so that we have young people empowered on how to own even their lands. Why don't we have such kind of platforms? Because everybody want to self-independently acquire things and dominate and use others for their advantage. Actually, I was talking to myself in the morning and I realized that human beings are really dangerous animals. Yeah, they are very dangerous animals. If there is an animal you're supposed to fear, it's a human being. You know, do you know sometimes a human being, a person can talk about self-understanding? Yeah? A human being, very dangerous. They talk about self-understanding, and whatever they are teaching you about self-understanding, they are lying to you. Very dangerous. Do you know, we tend or we pretend to be civilized, but at the end of the day, we are enslaving others as we acquire their possessions, as we loot from them. Do you know that human beings are so dangerous that when they realize your weaknesses, they have to use it as a whip to take you down? If there is an animal you are supposed to be frightened on, is a human being. Okay, now let me ask this: who do you think Casmuel is fighting for? Who do you think Boniface Mwangi is fighting for? And which formula did we discuss together as young people to use to fight against corruption? Yeah? Which formula? Somebody tell me, which formula are we using to fight against corruption? Or do you think Raila Amolo Odinga has not been trying to do the same thing? Okay, who is discussing on how we can start the bottom up as young people to lift young people themselves? See, so if Boniface Mwangi, as they call him, activist, and Casmuel activist, and other people activist, kuna ule demu wa Bomet alikuwa pia na kazia na Ashika Sudi ama alikuwa nani? Kuna mtu alikuwa na kaziwa about the money and employment huko sijini Dubai ama wapi, about 1 billion, 1 million. That lady got a job in an NGO as an activist of something like that. Is a director or a yes, he has a chair somewhere there. Yeah, when you are there, let's say now she's there, who is speaking on behalf? Those who are not able to speak. How many Kenyans empowered to speak and speak the truth and speak what matters? Yeah. If Ruto right now is in almost 5 counties campaigning for 2027, and the young people comes in his meeting and they clap and they halulate and they say Ruto tano tena. You see, who is fooling who? Who is taking Kenya forward? All this craft, all this is called nonsense. How do people grow? How do a country grow? Now, if most of the people living in Nairobi are consumers, how many people producers in Kenya? And what quantity of food do we produce in Kenya? Do we have a surplus? No. But we are looking for jobs huko abroad. Why can't we have a surplus in Kenya? Yeah? Okay. Do we have teams right now which can stand and enlighten the people called Kenya? The schools, kuna some teams wanaenda shule, and what you see is school girls babbling, and that video will earn you 1 million. When a school girl with a uniform babbles, oh my God, we are sexually possessed. And that is the kind of leaders we want to elect in parliament. Who do you think? An immoral country will never go anywhere. We will never have orders. Actually, we will be supporting what is not making sense. And what makes sense, we politicize it. And that is the politics of Kenya. So, I'm among the Gen Zs. I'm also one of the people supporting the movement. But at the same time, when a movement lacks direction, we speak, because we are not supposed to please anyone. You see, we are not supposed to please anyone. What we need to do is to enlighten people to know that taking transformation, change will not happen until we understand which change we want. the picture of change that we want. When you say we need a corrupt-free, Sindio, what do we do to achieve a corruption-free nation? What activity? There must be something that there is an accountability. Something must be done for that agenda to be fulfilled, for the corruption cases to be dealt with. And what can we do? How can we start all the way from down? If Gen Z want to bring change in Kenya, they are supposed to start. Okay, now President Ruto, so we win your case. Okay, continue. But from now mpaka 27, before 2027, we want a movement that is going to move from county to county, constituency to constituency, ward to ward, empower young people. Actually, if you endorse me as the Gen Z leader, this is what I will do. I'll call youth representatives from the 47 counties. That's the first thing I will do. And then have a meeting. And this meeting is going to be sponsored by us. So we need to find a way, contribute money, and then hold a meeting. 47 youths sit and discuss, what do we need as young people? From your county, what is the problem? From your county, what is the problem? From your county, what is the problem? We write these problems down. And then now, what do we have to do before we talk about leadership? Go home and empower young people. Go to your county, mobilize. How many wards do you have? You have 7 wards. You have 6 constituencies. And from these constituencies, you have what you call wards. How many wards do you have? These. So, we need a county representative who is, so we need so we need a county representative who is going to lead the constituency representatives from ward representatives. So if we have such kind of connectivity, then it is very easy for us to reach unreached counties, to empower the young people, to understand what they are going through, and how can we empower the activities the youth of a certain county are they need to start, or they need to know, or they need to put in implementation for the benefit of these people. Because the government can only use you if you are depending on them. That's we know it, yeah? The government can only manipulate you when you depend from them. But if a youth has been struggling to make a living by themselves, and finally they have achieved the craft of making money, therefore they have the understanding. No one is going to convince them on this is the way we go, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what it is. No one is going to convince them. But if a youth has been staying with their mother, they are living at home, they are doing nothing, when they hear the President John Bishop is coming, they will come. Yeah, when they hear Ruto is coming, they will come, and because one, they have no experience, they don't know what is. If you go home and say this government is displaying opulence, they're like, so are you kizungu kubwa? Yeah, they don't know what it is. When you talk about devolution, do you know some of the university students don't understand what is the meaning of devolution, or what is done in devolution? So how can we then, as young people, bring change to this nation when we don't understand what it is in there, what you're complaining about, and how change comes? So if, for instance, we are not going to understand how the change comes in a nation and what picture we want to paint this Kenya, therefore I don't think if we can achieve anything. No, we can't. We still have more times to wallow, more times to cry, more times to condemn, point fingers, and at the end of the day, yeah, maybe when third world war comes and wipe away our thinking and then start afresh. Unajua nini? One of the greatest enemy in Kenya is everybody knows. That is the greatest enemy. And you know the same problem is happening in the US. Everybody knows. And when people understand that they have freedom, now they speak anything. You see, once people understand, yeah, we have freedom, now they speak anything. You know, and what they speak, they put it in their lungs and they want it to be endorsed. They want it to be implemented by the president. Even a KP class 2. Yeah? Even a class 2. You want haki yetu. Haki yenu ni nani amekunyima haki yako? You are under the protection of your mother. Haki yako na rais inaingilia wapi? Look at even the system called CBC. Parents cannot stand and say, we don't want this system. Go revise it. Go understand it. Then implement to us. Yeah? They cannot. Because why? They have not been taught confidence. They have not been taught how to express their views without violence. You see? Now if we want change, we have to force. You see, because we lack confidence and taking the actions consciously, we have been denied that freedom from us. And who did it? Church and education. Now the government is using the advantage. So if young people are crying for employment and the government knows you are not employed, and the government knows from the demonstration kuna wenye wanaenda kulala njaa, and therefore tomorrow the likelihood of these people coming to the streets inaendelea kulegea. Therefore we need to take the mantle and light up, go to the streets, go to the villages, talk to people against this movement. Last time Ruto was talking against Ruto. Ruto was talking against Raila. Right now Ruto is talking against Gen Z. That is what he's talking about. And Gen Z are busy talking about government and specifically Ruto. So that is what is going on. The game is getting boring somehow. You know? Getting boring. Now Ruto, you must do this. If you cannot do this, we are going to... Ruto understands God. Listen, what did he say? Oh, this way. Oh, no problem. He goes to Migori and he says, mnaona vijana ni kazi ya wana, tutawatafutia kazi na kazi ikipatikana watanyamaza. Na hivyo amemaliza. Kumbuka ni counter attack. Anaenda tu anaongelesha watu. Wewe unaongea ukiongelesha tu au vijana wa jaba, au vijana wa pombe, au vijana wa sherehe, au vijana wa masimu, au vijana content creators, na yeye anaongelesha citizens wenye wanaweza muamini. So you see there's a difference. You see? There is a great difference. In this world where we are right now, money buys life. You see? Money can buy lies. And the people who are hungry can be manipulated and brainwashed. And the people who lack understanding can be used against themselves. You see? And that is what the government is doing. So you have a choice to consider and wake up. Or you still have a choice to sleep. You continue sleeping. We're going to hypnotize you into more and deeper sleep until you wake up. We'll keep fighting.